Hi, this is Brandon Smiley from ThirstGym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the safety squat bar box squat versus bands. This is a fantastic way to develop speed and power for your squat while keeping your shoulders relatively healthy. And we're also going to be addressing the upper back strength of your squat as well. So to be able to perform this exercise, you are going to need a safety squat bar, you're going to need a box squat box, and you're going to need some kind of resistance bands to squat against. How you can set them up is kind of up to you. Over on our YouTube channel and on our website, we got how you set up bands for your squat with plenty of different options available for you. The main thing that you want to make sure is that on your bands you've got tension on the top and the bottom, and then when it comes to selecting your band tension, generally you're going to want about 20 to 25% of your 1 rep max. So if you happen to be a 300-pound squatter, my suggestion is to have about 60 to 75 pounds of band tension. Now the main question you need to ask yourself is, how am I going to figure out how much band tension I have? You can usually buy a luggage scale. That's what I would recommend. I think it's the easiest way to figure out what the tension is. You just figure out the tension on one side and then double it, and that's going to give you your total band tension. We like to use the band pegs here, run the band through itself, and that creates a good amount of tension for us. This is definitely not the band that I would use if I was squatting, but it's for demonstration purposes. But make sure you can find a band that works well for you. When it comes to getting your bands, my suggestion is just to find them over at EliteFTS.com, and they've got all the bands that you'll need. So now that we're here, we're going to kind of talk about some setup, and we've got that figured out with the bands at least, but setup for the actual exercise, and then some execution points, and then we're talking about some programming. So I've got my box set up here, and my band. I want to make sure that, again, I've got the bands on both sides, and I have tension at the top and the bottom. Now the benefits of the band are the fact that they're going to continuously pull down. So as I unrack the weight, the bands are pulling me down. I don't say they lock me into position, but I'm pretty stable, at least in terms of movement. I'm pretty grounded. But the bands are pulling down, so they're going to pull me down faster than gravity would. So I'm going to get pulled down towards the box, and then I'm going to briefly pause before my box squat. And then as I come up off the box, I'm going to try to use that overspeed that the bands gave me to pop and come off the box good and fast. As I come up, I'm going to have to make sure I continue to apply tension and force up into the bar because the bands are constantly trying to pull me down. So I get underneath here, good quality unrack the bar, get in position. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squat down to the box, brief pause, and come up strong. And then rack. So as you can tell, I'm trying to maintain my good strong tension in the bottom, and then as I go to come up, I come up good, strong, and explosively. So when it comes to your programming and how you might implement this, definitely think this is a fantastic way to develop speed and power through the dynamic effort method. So if you happen to be a conjugate person, Louis Simmons, Westside Barbell, this is probably one of their staples that you see on their Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, their old VHS tapes. This is definitely a great way to develop speed and power for your squat while also keeping your shoulders safe because of the safety squat bar aspect, and your hands are here. But the bar also helps to develop your upper back strength specifically towards your squat, so it kind of forces you into a natural high bar position and tries to pitch you forward. So if you're somebody that gets pitched forward a lot in your squats, I would definitely look into this variation, especially for your speed work. When it comes to your dynamic effort programming, my suggestion is about 40 to 60% of your 1 rep max on the bar. So if you happen to be a 300-pound squatter, 150 pounds of bar weight, and then your 20 to 25% band tension, that's going to get you about 70 to 75% of your 1 rep max, and you're going to be moving that really fast, developing speed and power. You're going to do that for about 6 to 12 sets of anywhere from 2 to 3 reps, and really how you do that is going to come down to how you have your waves ran and things like that. You could do this as a max effort variation as well. So you could work up to a 1 rep max and establish what your record is for this, and then make sure over time that you're able to break that record. And theoretically, if you're picking good quality max effort exercises and your programming is going well, and that exercise continues to go up, then ideally your squat will go up as well. But I also think it's a fantastic option for those that are not power lifters. If you happen to be somebody that wants to squat relatively heavy, you want to kind of feel athletic, you want to develop some speed and power, this is a great exercise to do it. If you happen to be a sports performance athlete and you're trying to develop your speed and power as an athlete, this is a great way to develop velocity and power without having to have super crazy 1 rep max weights on your back. And you can still see some benefit by improving your rate of force development because of the overspeed eccentrics of the band, because the bands are constantly pulling down. So you have some options there in terms of how you're going to program it. I don't really program this as supplemental work. I just think that there's too much going on. I really think you really need to have it in the max effort category or the dynamic effort category to really see your benefits from this exercise. So that's the safety box squat, against bands. If you've got any questions about this exercise, please feel free to leave in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.